Hi there, this is Jen, and thanks so much for stopping by today. Today I am super excited to be participating in a wonderful celebration for Nancy May, which is the Handi Scandi, that is her channel, for her 500 subscriber YouTube celebration. And this is a hashtag hop, so I have that up on the screen to view all of the participants in the hop. If you go ahead and use that hashtag on a Google search or even in the YouTube search, you will be able to follow all of the participants. And there are also some giveaways, so if you're interested in the giveaway, just go ahead and leave a comment below, and that's how the winners will be chosen. So each of the participants today was inspired by something that Nancy made. And so she has a lot of awesome products on her YouTube channel. I will leave that below, and I encourage you to check her out. I was inspired by a video that she had the video was called Team Tiny Summer Quarters Florals Hop. And she mentioned in that video that she really loves sunflowers. And so I thought I would kind of honor her, I guess, by using a sunflower. I think this is a sunflower. I hope it is. This is a stamp from my stash that I've never used, and I think it's probably the only sunflower I have. And I believe it is a Crafter's Companion stamp set, and I don't have the original packaging, so I'm not positive. And then along with that, I'm also using a stencil from Sugar Pea Designs. So I've gone ahead and I've stamped up my sunflowers onto a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock. And I have stamped that up in some VersaFine black because I am doing some water-based coloring, and so that VersaFine black will not smear. And I am using, of course, my Tombows, which I absolutely love. So for the flowers, I am using the colors 055 and 076 initially. So I am putting the darker color towards the center of each petal, and then the lighter color kind of a little bit on top of that. And then I'm just going to take my brush and spread that with water. I'm not using or leaving a whole lot of the coloring in just because it's the same for every petal that I am doing. And I'm so happy to be celebrating with Nancy her 500 milestone on YouTube. She is one of the sweetest, kindest, most supportive, encouraging. She's just so dear, so talented, and I am so honored to be a part of this hop with her. And if you're not familiar with Nancy, I'm going to leave her social media links below so you can become familiar with her. She is awesome. And so as far as coloring the rest of the flowers, I did add in that 025 Tombow to give it a little bit more of an orangey color. And then for the leaves, I used 158 and 177. And then for the shadows, I used N75 and 603. The great thing about this stamp set is that it has kind of like the built-in shadows, so it takes the guesswork out of where to put them, and I love that because that's something I struggle with. If I can find the name of the stamp set, I will surely list it below, but some of these products are things that I just have in my stash, and so I don't have the original packaging still. So for the background, I'm going to go ahead. Nancy created some stripes in her background, I believe with watercolor, if I remember correctly. I'm going to go ahead and use Tombow, so I am putting 055 and 025, and I'm just randomly putting, not randomly, but I'm just adding some so that I could make some stripes across the card. So I went ahead and I did that. And then I'm taking a thicker brush because I wanted the stripes to be fairly thick. And I'm just blending that color across the cardstock. And this is Bristol Smooth cardstock. Usually it works really well with pulling that color out. It is not working the best. You can see the little spots of color kind of faintly in the background, but you're not going to see that when I put the stencil over it. And I do apologize. I must have paused my video and forgot to run it again, and so I do not have where I'm applying the color through the stencil, but I use this Catherine Pooler ink called Tiara, and I wanted it to be really subtle and light in the background. I didn't want it to take over, and so I just applied that through that stencil, and it made that really pretty leaf effect in the background. And if I forgot to mention earlier, I went ahead and I ran the images through my scan and cut to cut all of these pieces out. And I'm trying to figure out an arrangement on my card. I really did not want to color another flower, and so I was hoping that these three would be enough to fill up the background. So I just kind of placed those around the outside so that I can get an idea of where to use my stamp. And so the stamp just says, what does it say? It says with thanks, and I'm inking that up with some VersaFine black. And then I'm going to add a bunch of foam to the back of all of the pieces. And I wanted to mention really quickly that every channel, they will be giving away whatever projects they make for this hop. So this card will be given away. If you're interested, just so it doesn't get confusing, if you're interested in winning this card, go ahead. I will leave a link to a Google form, and I'm just going to ask you your email address and your name, first name. That's all I need. And it's just going to make it easier for me to contact you so that I can send this card out. So if you want to be entered into the giveaway for this card that I'm creating, please go ahead and use that link for the Google Doc. And all of the information will be listed in the description for this video. So please go ahead and check that out. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I have adhered 2 of the flowers to my card panel. And I wasn't sure if I was going to use the pieces that I cut off of the sides to kind of fill in a little bit more of the card. And so that's why I only adhered the 2 flowers and then left the 3rd one. But I did decide that those extra pieces didn't really add anything to the card. So I went ahead and used the leaves, and right now I'm just placing the leaves with the foam backing sheet still on, just to get an idea of where I wanted to place those and without committing fully. And then I'll go ahead and adhere that last flower to the top, and then I will adhere all of the leaves. And the design for this card is such an easy, just kind of simple and elegant, I think, design that you can use and create with so many different images. I just think it turned out beautifully, and I thank Nancy for inspiring me with her video. I'm going to go ahead and use some liquid adhesive to adhere this to my card panel. I did trim around the edges of this, probably about 1/8 of an inch, to leave a small white border around the entire card. And then I'm going to set a acrylic block on top of that and let that dry. And then to finish it off, I'm adding a little bit of, these are Copper Twinkles by Cosmic Shimmer. So I'm going to add a little bit of that to the center of each of the flowers, and then I'm going to add a few sequins around the card, and that will finish this card off. I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to check out the description for all of the information, and to use the hashtag to find all of the other participants. As always, if you like this video or found it informative, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you next time.